Oh, it's not right. It doesn't make any sort of sense. The doctor examined him afore and said he'd be better with a bit of medicine. Yet ever since he came here, he's only gotten worse.
I understand how you must feel. But you must see that your son's health continues to wane. There is no medicine that can heal him outright. I am caring for him as best I can. However, if you truly cannot entrust him to me, perhaps you would care to... Mayhap convalescing in a place familiar to him would aid his recovery.
Home, you say?
Dear, we are pressed enough as 'tis.
All right, he stays. But pray, bring my son...
I will look after him. I swear it. Sir, ought you not be in... Ah, forgive me. 'Tis a pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name is Eleanor. I have the privilege of serving as abbess. I regret that I cannot offer you a cup of tea, but I'm in the middle of... Not to mention, I have to find the means to procure more medicinal... Oh. You wouldn't happen to know someone willing to brave the roads, would you? You would procure it yourself. In that case, might I trouble you to bring... The slums are a bane to the body's humors, and its residents are oft... We do what we can with what little we have. Your aid is most appreciated, sir.
Tale is, miasmite can be harvested from phantoms, monsters that wander the world a night.
Yes, of course. I see it now.
Yes, sir. Have you procured what I asked? Splendid. You've my gratitude. Unfortunately, I can give you little more than that. Forgive me, but I must return to my rounds. Ah, but in place of a reward, only if you've the time and inclination, of course. As servants of the gracious hand, we provide whatever treatment, yet, at times, perhaps you will recall the parents who were an unfortunate pair. They've suffered no few hardships in the slums, and now, even their poor, by chance, he was examined by a roaming man, claiming to be a doctor. Yet, the family had not the money, so he was put into our care.
Ah, I'll take that. We might find a use for it.
Here he is. This young man is Lubomir. We've been administering the medicine recommended by the doctor who examined him, but he has yet to show any sign of recovery. To be perfectly honest, I doubt the soundness of that so-called doctor's judgment. After all, there is no shortage of ne'er-do-wells out there, willing to claim their medicine the only... But I suppose I ought not say such things so openly. At any rate, I'd best continue on my rounds. Come, come. We've medicine to prepare. We've enough to make a fresh batch now, thanks to a kind donation.
Psst! You there. Listen, the sisters here are good to us, but I'm growing weaker day by day. It started with a slight fever, and now I can scarce lift myself up. See that empty bed? An old man was lying in it till just a few days past. He told me he was feeling better, that he'd be well enough to leave anon. Mayhap I'm just imagining things. I hope that's the case. Something... Pray, should you hear any queer rumors about the gracious hand, come tell me of them when...
Might you be a friend of Lubomir's? He's seen better days, hasn't he? There has been talk of sending him down to the basement, should his condition fail to him. That is, the basement sick room, where our most critical patients convalesce under the... None of the other sisters are permitted entry, including myself. Teles, she gives the patients a special medicine. I know not what kind. Which is to be expected. Those who come here suffer all manner of... And yet, a part of me is
So, the worst of us are taken to the basement. Mayhap that's the source of the queer voices I hear at night. And none save the abbess can enter? If the gracious hand has a secret, 'tis the abbess who keep. You've done this much for me. Would you be willing to go further? I must. You've my thanks. I just can't stomach the thought of lying here not knowing. Of course, all the better should your search come to naught. But if you do find aught amiss down in that basement, should you find evidence fit to implicate her, will you help me see to it that justice is carried out? See, I've already reported my suspicions to the Sentinels, and we've arranged a signal. If you apprehend the abbess, so I beg you, sir, find the evidence you need.
To get to the bottom of what is happening at the Gracious Hand, we shall have to acquire evidence of any misdeeds.
Right you are.
Interested in my wares?
Lots to do. What to do? Welcome.
Even I know when to shut the trap.
When does my watch?
It's been a hard day.
Just remember, I've somewhere to be. My devotion. Nothing ever seems to happen round here.
We've found some evidence, but there might be more to discover. Let us scour every inch of this room.
Well said.
You're back. Pray, tell me, have you found anything? What? You found a medicine used only in the basement sick room? Do you think... Mayhap you could show it to the doctor I saw before coming here. Radcliffe, his name was. He's staying in the rest town. Pray, sir, do what you can. I must know.
Methinks we would do well to bring this medicine to...
You're back. Pray, tell me, have you found anything? These look like records. Johann and Bruno. I know these two. I recall them being especially meek to the abbess. At any rate, they may know aught of use.
Perfect spot for a kid.
Elena. Ah, yes. The abbess of the Gracious Hand. A fine woman by all accounts. I was in her care once myself. But I must you see, I was only a little under the weather when I entered her care. But then I started getting sicker and sicker, till I was certain death. In the end, I survived, but methinks I was one of the lucky few. So, and once, I saw her. She handed him a large parcel, all wrapped up. and he gave her something you'd think 'twere medicine. But I'd not have bought medicine from a man like that. They were whispering, but I did hear one of them say aught about keeping quiet. 'Tis where'd they meet? 'Twas in the square in the eastern part of the common quarter, and always a night.
Lady Eleanor's a goodly person, a saint-like. Her earnest care saw me back to full health. I wavered between life and death for quite some time in that basement sick room, and she watched o'er me through it. Can't say as I missed that basement, mind. 'Tis an eerie place, dark and shadowy. Suppose 'tis only to be expected, given the state of those assembled. I'm sure I was moaning too.
Here.
Aye, this is plenty. Lord Phaesus is like to be in your debt. Nicely done. Suppose it can't have been easy to procure this much so quickly.
You suppose wrong. I command their full faith. 'Tis simple.
Ha! You're a fearsome one. Here's hoping I ne'er end up in your care.
Enough. I gave you yours, now you give me mine. I'd not...
Ah, of course. Wouldn't want to hurt the Lady Saint's image in the eyes of the common folk, would we? Here's...
Glad we understand each other.
Aye, be seeing you.
This is not the first we've heard of Lord Phaesus. What could his aim be, I wonder?
That's odd. This ox cart's bound. I'll need to see some coin before I let you on.
Here to ask or... I've never heard that nonsense.
Aye, out of the cart, all of you.
Let my magic imbue your weapon with the fury of the elements.
Well, quarter-written. We can afford to grow overconfident. Our foe is not yet routed.
Peruse at your leisure, sir.
Greetings. Faring well, I hope. Might as well take a look while you're here, eh?
I'd gladly stay here forever if I could.
Looking to gain entry to Myrddin's Manor, are you? First, he'll sweep you up that paunce.
Aye? In need of a doctor, are you? What's this you're giving me? Oh, I see. You want me to run some... Interesting. Well, you've certainly piqued my curiosity. Naturally, I'll need a bit of time with it. Come back again in...
Bunch of sluggards.
This job better be worth it. It's too bloody early.
Well met, sir. How's the day treating you then?
Dead on my feet. Maybe I'll keep quiet.
Ah, there you are. You've come at a good... I must ask, where did you acquire that concoction? To be plain, 'tis more poison. It has the potential to heal one's ailment, certainly. But only if they could... Worse still, it has addictive properties that are likely to cause the patient to become dependent on its... I say patient, but I should hope whoever made this did not intend it as a method of treatment.
I find such solace in...
What are you doing? Unhand me this.
Many thanks for your assistance in this matter. Elena is being questioned as we speak. Suffice to say, your testimony, combined with the evidence you've procured, have cast a great deal of suspicion upon the abbess that she isn't like to shake. Pray have this, sir. 'Tis your reward for aiding us in our duty to this city.